man.
I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a celebration.
I will beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red
team.
panties.
Let's get it all!
Yo, welcome back to the MMA Short Show. As always, your boy, Steven Moustaris. And guys, I wasn't even going to do it. I was going to sit there at UFC 289 this weekend. I was just going to sit and talk about that today. But I have to bring it up, man. If you guys have been watching my videos, like, we're pro fighter over here. The whole reason I even do this, is just to talk about my favorite sport and to talk about these fighters. And, I know I'm not going to give them the exposure that they deserve, but at least, hopefully we can try starting here because, it's going to take all of us fans to get us out there. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I look at these fighters, with way more respect and a way like brighter light than I do NBA players and NFL players and MLB players. And no offense to those guys, because I love every single one of those sports. I grew up playing these sports. I love them. Like basketball is my first love. I still watch the NBA finals and all this shit, but still, I think these fighters do way more in their life than, and especially I think they definitely sacrifice a lot more than these other pro athletes, but not saying that those pro athletes don't, but I'm just saying these guys getting paid $150 million on a paycheck or whatever on a contract, and they can never play good again if they don't want to, and they still get this money. And yet, we got these guys putting in 6-7 months of their lives without their family, without jobs, without all these things to make, what, $5,000 on a fight? And that's if you make it to the UFC, $10,000 at a fight, and then $10,000 to win. To make $20,000, you got to win. So if you lose, you get $10,000. And guess what? You got to pay your 10% to your manager, 10% to the camps. It's crazy to see what these guys do. And then we got the judges just absolutely fucking them. And it just hurts me to watch this shit, man, because these guys deserve to, everything. And this is why I love this sport. This is why I think these fighters love this sport. I think it's why you guys love this sport. The one-on-one combat where everything, don't get me wrong, you got your training partners. You can't be here without your coaches and stuff. I get that totally. But when you're in the octagon, there's no redos. There's no coaches with you. There's nobody else in there with you. I get that your coaches can yell and stuff, but how many times do we see guys get super exhausted and they can't even hear, or they can't even comprehend what these guys are saying, or they can't put it on paper. They can hear it, but they just can't do it. So it's like, it's a whole different game. It's a one-on-one thing. It's a mind versus mind game in there. And it's one of my favorite things to watch. And these guys deserve to either be successful because of that or to fail because of that. And it's kind of like perfect example, like Piotr Jan. I know a lot of people were mad, and he probably should have beat Aljamain Sterling in their first fight, but guess what? He threw the illegal knee. It wasn't a judge's fault. It wasn't anything like that. And now we see Piotr Jan going on his losing streaks, and even with him, you can even talk about 2 or 3 of them decisions that he's had that should go his way or shouldn't. It's really close ones, which is why this sport is so crazy hard to even judge in the first place. But man, it's so sad watching these judges ruin these guys' careers. That's where it gets sad. Like if one of our guys throw an illegal knee or an illegal elbow, whatever, illegal any strike, or get kicked in the balls, whatever it is, like you want them to do it there or knock the guy out or get knocked out. Like, hey, you can sleep at the end of the day with that. But when we got a fight like Kai Kara France against Amir Albazi this past weekend, where I thought Amir Albazi looked good in the first couple rounds, like I don't want to scream here and say robbery whatsoever, but it is really tough when you get to the scorecards and you hear the decision and you're like, okay, maybe I thought one guy won. But the lovely thing now is we get to see these scorecards, and Chris Lee, the one judge, gave the 4th round to Amir Albazi, and that's where this comes crazy here. Like if you would say Amir Albazi won the first 3 rounds, cool, I'm not going to argue with that. It was a really close fight in those first couple rounds, but round 4 and round 5, oh my God, Kai Kara France turned it on and putting the pressure on him. I don't even remember Amir Albazi even landing a strike, let alone I think he threw like 5 strikes in the 4th round or 5th round. And I think Kai Kara France in that 4th round got the 1 takedown. And, Chris Lee gives the 4th round to Amir Albazi. And that's what ruins the whole fight. Like, if he could have gave him the first 3, yeah, we're not mad at this. We're not mad at that decision. It's the way that these guys are somehow getting to these scorecards or getting to these. And this is the fucked up thing. If you guys are listening to the post-fight conference right after, you got Dana White sitting there talking about, oh, these are on these fighters. Like he was talking about Jared Gordon not being honest with the UFC supposedly because, he wasn't honest with his concussions that he just got from his last fight. And he was trying to fight Jim Miller and they had to cancel it. That's why Jim Miller had a new opponent after 2 days. And it's like, yo, Jared Gordon's only hearing it from his doctors and stuff. But yeah, we got Dana White's hands. This is the responsibility of a fighter. Okay, then where's the responsibility of the judges when they're fucking these fighters over? Like Kai Kara France now. I mean, luckily at 125, it's it's pretty small. Got the biggest pool of fighters or whatever. So maybe he can go back and win. But now Kai Kara France went from a really impressive win against a dude that hasn't lost in the UFC yet to now it's like, okay, now I'm coming off a loss. Now I don't get either a title fight or a number one contenders fight. And now I could lose my next fight, and now I'm down however many, 2 or 3 more rankings now. And now I'm 2 or 3 more fights away from getting back to the title fight that I almost had. I was winning that fight before I got finished with a body shot. So this is the sad part. Kai Kara France can maybe never get back to his title shot after this with just one crazy decision that, again, isn't the biggest robbery. It's just the way that these scorecards are looking in. And I'm just fucking pissed off here because we watch these fighters. Like, I'm a broken record here. We watch these fighters put everything that they fucking have. These guys go months and months without seeing their families, their kids, jobs. They don't make money. All these things that they do to even try to get to the UFC, let alone just amateur fighters or the guys that are fighting in your local markets or whatever, dude, or even smaller like PFL, whatever, all these things. To let alone to get to the top, to the big show, and you're still only making $5,000 to show. And if you win, you get another $5,000, and you're giving this away. And yet, and I get it, Amir Albazi and Kai Kara France are making a little bit more, but still, that fucks with both of their pockets there. Either way that goes, fucks with their pockets. And it sucks to see because these guys left it all on the line. And I get we can go back to the whole Dana White's favorite line in The Ultimate Fighter, oh, don't leave it into the hands of the judges. But, dude, these guys are so fucking high level now. This isn't like it was back in the day. This isn't, okay, if a boxer gets tired against a wrestler, the wrestler should probably take him down and finish him, right? Okay, cool. Or if the wrestler gets tired or you can't take the guy down, he should get finished by the boxer. Okay, cool. That stuff's cool. But now these guys got all this talent, you just watch the submission defense or the takedown defense nowadays compared to the old shit. Guys, it's not easy to finish people anymore, especially at 125 where these guys are so small. Like, you're not going to knock each other out normally. Like, Divas and Figueiredo can. Kai Kara France, has, but it was Cody Garbrandt with no chin. Like, no offense to my boy Cody, but you guys know what it is. It's just, man, it's just so frustrating to see. And these guys put so much on the line, and they're being told every day, you're responsible for what this happens. It's like, okay, then where the fuck's the responsibility for the judges, huh? Because these guys are literally ruining careers. And guess what? It doesn't matter for them because they're getting paid the exact same, and they get their job still the very next fucking week. Like, Chris Lee should be held accountable for this shit. It's not the fact that he picked Amir Albazi to win. It's the fact that he gave him a 4th round where there's literally no chance in hell that this happens. And I'm not the fucking guy here to be saying how to fix this shit. I've thought about personally, like, should we change it in a 5-round fight? Should the 4th and 5th round mean more? And, I've heard the counter options of being like, well, okay, well, what if you're telling me that what I do in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round means less than what the 4th and 5th round does? And it's like, okay, that's a good point there. So I don't know if that's the case. I love the fact of open scoring just so the fans kind of know. Because this is even the fucked up part. The UFC's been putting the odds in the current, like the live odds during these rounds. And even in the 5th round, Kai Kara France was a minus 400 favorite to win. He was 4-1 favorite to win. That's how much Vegas thought he was ahead. And he won the 5th round. And guess what? He still loses. So Vegas lost their shit, which is good. Fuck Vegas. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just crazy. There's no way that could happen. I love the live betting or the live odds. I like that. I like the open scorecards, but the UFC doesn't do that. We see it in PFL. I think it's actually pretty cool. We can maybe try that. But, even to get the judges back a little bit, like I said, this game is evolving so much. It's so crazy now. These transitions, these fights are so fucking close. And I think we just need a better, understanding of what, means more. Does a takedown mean more than damage, or what is it? And it seems like this past month or so, it's been, everybody's coming out saying, oh, it's all about damage is more important than a takedown or control time or something. And it's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then how did Kai Kara France win? Because we just held takedowns, or control time higher than we did the striking and the damage that was done in just this previous fight. So now I'm confused there. Like, what's the requirements here? So I think there's a whole thing that needs to be done. I think these guys need to be going to classes every week or once a month to keep going on the fights, to watch really close fights and to learn how to judge certain things. And if damage is worth more than takedowns, then we need to get this down, because what the fuck just happened last night? Or if takedowns are more than damage, like, we need to get this worked out. So trust me, I'm not the guy to be the option. I would love to say take these guys as jobs, but I don't want to take money from these guys, but they are fucking fighters. And it's just frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. Like I said, I'm not the guy with the option. I'm not the guy with the answer, but I definitely know something needs changed, and I just can't stand watching these guys put their hard work in and just get fucked over. So sorry for my rant. I'll get the fuck off here and move on to UFC 289. If you guys want to watch that, you're more than welcome. I'll be doing a shit ton this week. So as always, your boy Steven Moustaris, MMA Short Show. Let's go, baby.